Welcome to Get Your Bell Rung, a pro wrestling podcast. I am your host, the KG. With me tonight, WCW veteran, author of Looking Up at the Lights. I'm talking about none other than Robbie Idol. And joining us as well is the co-host of Rasslin Memories. I am talking about no one other than the Grizzled Vet. Gentlemen,
What's up, guys?
I watched 2 hours of SmackDown. What does that tell you?
Look, know what's the most important, look, the most exciting thing about SmackDown tonight?
It's over.
Was the closing credits. Absolutely.
Yes.
This was a hard show to watch tonight.
Yes.
It really was.
From start to finish.
This was AEW level of hard to watch tonight.
Look,
I don't know
don't be starting that shit because AEW has been much better than SmackDown here a lot lately.
This week, definitely.
SmackDown is my look. It's got to the point with SmackDown that sadly, my wife and I went out to eat tonight, and I'm in, shit, it's Friday night. She's like, yeah. She's like, what's wrong with that? Gotta fucking watch SmackDown. Just not been excited about SmackDown. SmackDown for the past, I don't know how long now, has just not been very exciting, in my opinion.
And it's
see, silence.
In 2 weeks. It's
right,
going
3
hours in 2 weeks.
That's depressing. Let's get in.
Christmas, Happy New Year, I guess.
Yeah, let's get into this. Shockingly, we opened with a video package. John Cena going over Saturday night main event. I hope that tonight was last night that we're going to get this opening segments with John Cena in it. No disrespect to John Cena, but it's done with. Let's move on.
Well, this is the first SmackDown after the final match, so I was fine with that. I expected it.
I know, but it's just there's been so many video packages, with John Cena. It was the whole who's going to be my final opponent thing, and now this. And look, how WWE is. I won't be surprised if Monday Night Raw it starts off with another package of John Cena Saturday Night Main Event. I just won't be surprised.
I'm not going to say nothing. I'm watching the Cody Rhodes interview with him after this is over. So
you're watching the what?
Cody Rhodes. He's the guest on Cody Rhodes' podcast this week.
Oh, John Cena is?
Yes. So I'm going to watch that after.
Yeah, I'm going to. I mean, that's going to be worth watching. Next, we got the exciting Damian Priest coming to the ring. Was it me, guys, or when Damian Priest's music hit, there was a whole lot of booing tonight?
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
booing or cheering or nothing throughout this entire show. I thought maybe the audience was on mute.
No, I don't know what's going on with your sound, but I heard it.
Really? I'm with Vet. I didn't hear anything.
Not a lot of crowd reaction tonight.
Yeah. Very little reaction on a few matches.
For tonight, this had to be a pre-tape show. Because the fact that I was able to watch it from start to finish with no commercials, and I was done a half an hour before you guys. So I even looked at my wife and I went, wow, why was the show only an hour and a half tonight? It's usually 2 hours. Not, then I'm like, oh yeah, commercials. But when I sent a message to you guys saying, hey, I'm getting my notes together, you're like, whoa, we're still watching it. We're still on this match. I went, really? So there's no way it was live tonight, because if it would have been live, then we would have finished it at the same time.
I haven't heard anything, but it would make sense because obviously Christmas next week, they're giving, SmackDown the time off to go home for the holidays. So I'm sure next week's show would definitely be pre-taped.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I'm not bitching about it because, good for the talent, and props to WWE for thinking that far ahead, saying, hey, we're going to take this Friday Night SmackDown so our talent can be home to celebrate Christmas with their families. The talent, they're always on the road. They miss enough of their families. I get it. It's part of being a professional wrestler, but it's always nice when a company says, hey, you know what? We want to give you time with your family over the holidays. So props to WWE for doing that. But as I said, Damian Priest opened the show up. He started with reflecting on John Cena's retirement, saying he was the greatest. Thank you, John Cena. Got the crowd chanting, thank you, Cena. And then Selena Vega music hit, interrupting Damian Priest. Then Aleister Black's music hit. We were waiting for Aleister Black to make his entrance. Nope, he jumped him from behind. And there a feud started. It ended with Damian Priest getting his ass kicked and getting sent through the table. Robbie, are you sick of this feud yet?
Yeah, yes. You were hoping it would be ended with last week. It was done, and I mean, so we won't. I know we're going to talk about it, so it won't go there. But yeah, I just want it to be over with. There's a few feuds they have just dragged out, and it's just over. It's like, let's move on. I mean, you've kind of buried Damian. You've just buried this guy.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's definitely something to say about long storylines, right? It can be exciting. It can enhance the product. But there's a difference between a long storyline and a, oh my God, will this shit end type of a storyline. Grizzled Vet, is this where we're at? Are we at the, oh my God, will this shit end?
With Damian and yes, most likely. Most definitely. I will kind of fill in some blanks here. Yes, this show was pre-taped earlier this week after Raw on the 15th. Raw on the 22nd is pre-taped. NXT is pre-taped. December 26th, SmackDown is being pre-taped. And December 30th, NXT is being pre-taped. And that's to give the fans a break during the holidays.
Right.
So they are on a pre-tape. I'm surprised they didn't see any results by then. I'm shocked.
Yeah, and good for WWE. But real quick, though, I think we talked about, I think it was last night, the botch, right? Between
for NXT.
Yeah, NXT. I think that was the problem, was they got all of this shit pre-taped
for 2 weeks,
getting ready to go home, and then this happened. So all the people were like, well, why does it matter? She deserves the title. Just leave the title on her. I don't think that's the issue. I agree, Thea. Great talent. Don't have a problem with her having the title. It's because of all the pre-tape shit. This was the worst possible time for that to happen, and that's the big issue.
Right. And what was funny on that was on NXT, that was the very first match too on NXT.
Right.
When they did it.
Right.
Okay, back to SmackDown. I have my opinions. We now know it's pre-taped. They open with a Damian Priest segment. I heard Damian's music and I'm like, oh my God, what? Why? I like Damian, but why do you open with a Damian Priest segment? What about Damian Priest is your, wow, this is the opener, I want to watch this. Came out, Aleister Black. My problem with this, you said he got put through the table. I lost count. How many times did they reverse this? Aleister Black has the advantage. Oh, no, here comes Damian. Oh, no, Aleister Black is back. Oh, here comes Damian. Oh, he's on the table. Nope, he's got him for the chokeslam. Nope, he's got him for this. It went back, and nobody had a decided advantage until finally Damian got put through the table. And by that point in time, I was sick of back and forth. It was, in my opinion, a really bad way to open the show. And this just goes to show you the audience was silent because nobody gave a shit.
Now, here's my question. After Aleister Black dropped that knee onto Damian Priest, we're through the table. We seen Aleister Black grab that knee immediately. My question was he working us, or do you think that he may have really injured that knee? Because the way he grabbed it, and I'm not trying to start rumors, it could be a work. And if it is, good for Aleister Black, because that was some great acting. But just how he grabbed that knee so quickly, I was like, oof, I hope he wasn't injured. Robbie, you're the you're the vet. You're the guy that, has been in the ring countless amounts of times. What did you think? You think this could be a legit?
I thought the same thing when he grabbed it right away. I mean, obviously did something to it. I mean, if it was a work, it was a hell of a work, you know. But when I saw him grab it the way he was kind of wincing and stuff, you know, you kind of, like you said, because I was wondering, wow, did he do something to his knee? You know, if it was a work, he did a hell of a job. You know, I'll give him props on that.
Right.
But
Now,
I wondered as soon as he grabbed it, because he did it right away. So I wonder if he did, like, kind of tweaked it or whatever.
Yeah. Now, the good thing is he seemed like he got up just fine and you know, walked down the ramp backstage just fine. But Grizzled, did that thought go across your head?
It did, but not. I didn't quite have the same thought you did of, oh no, I hope he's not hurt. When he grabbed the knee and screamed in pain, my first thought was, oh fuck, someone else got hurt again. That was my first thought. I'm like, God damn it, because all these injuries. That was my first thought. Yes, right. I thought he was hurt too, but I didn't go, oh no. I was like, shit. Because, you know, I mean, so many people have been injured, you know, real work, whichever. It's still, I was hoping, and yeah, like you said, he got up, he was walking me okay. Obviously, we can't use the next segment as proof of anything because this was pre-taped well before, obviously. No, I kind of had the same thought. I was just more of a, God damn it, another injury.
Yeah. Now, gotta give props to WWE because they thought if this will be exciting enough, we have something else to follow that will really get everyone hyped up. And that was the backstage segment with Lash Legend and Nia Jax. I didn't care. I'm just being honest with you. I was like, wow, this, you know, back to back, Damian Priest, now Nia Jax, Lash Legend. Why does WWE not like their fans right now? Grizzle?
I wasn't impressed. It was 15 minutes into the show before the first match started, and we'll talk about that and what that match was. I already made my comment on our group page, but no, it didn't do anything. And the other backstage segment that happened, I'm gonna give you a couple little pieces of that too about what happened in my household watching that.
Robbie, man, did this give you a stiffy?
No, I want to know when they looked in the mirror in those outfits and went, wow, these look really good. I went, who the hell thought that? Those things, they looked ridiculous in those.
My wife said Nia looked like a giant candy cane.
I was like, wow, come on, Lance and Nia. You guys, who said this looks good?
Right.
They keep coming out, and the way they keep doing the 2-snap things, they just remind me of the Wayman brothers, you know. Right. I'm sorry, I guess, you know, but those outfits, like, God.
Right. Now, of course, the whole backstage.
We're gonna get some in this show 2 snaps up. Come on.
Okay.
The whole, you know, backstage interview with these two was basically about Nia Jax and Lash Legend wanting the tag team titles, which led to the next match, which is Nia Jax Lash Legend. Now, what happened was we seen the entrance of the two giant walking candy canes to the ring. Commercial came back, and then we came back to, before we see the Kabuki Warriors come down to the ring, was actually Aleister Black attacking Damian Priest, pretty much took him out. I hope that Damian Priest was taken out for the next 2 months, so we ain't got to watch this fucking feud, because I don't care about this feud anymore. Grizzled.
Okay. As I said, the way we viewed it in my home, I was out in the living room once, and my wife's out there with me. She does not watch wrestling, but she's one of those when there's like a boom mic in the screen or there's a glitch. She notices those things. She picks them up in movies and TV shows all the time. She comments as he's walking down the hallway. She goes, Aleister Black is right there. You can see him. And I'm like, what? And so I reversed it back, and sure enough, you see him right behind one of the guys' armpit. So he's there. And then she goes, yeah, and they wave him in. And then you can see a guy go like this with his hand. Here, come on in. You know, and then here comes Aleister Black and does the thing. I'm like, well, goddamn. And she goes, look at the snow shovel. I'm like, what about the snow shovel? He picked it up and the fucking snow shovel was already bent before he hit him with it. I wasn't paying attention that much, but she's like, look at the snow shovel. It's already bent. I'm like, oh, Lord.
Why do I have a
My
feeling?
wife who doesn't even watch it can point out, you fucked that up, you fucked that up, you fucked that up. I'm like, God.
Why do I have a feeling that? Well, first, Terry, who is a faithful watcher, who's also a vet in the ring, he says he is over it too. Terry, thanks for tuning in once again, my man. I appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you and your beautiful wife. Why do I have a feeling that this SmackDown, we know it was pre-taped, but it was the B team that was there doing the pre-taping and putting the show together. That, the A team, they're already out back at home with their family to enjoy the holidays that's coming up. That's literally what the show looked like to me.
Well, yeah, the only main guy there I believe was Cody.
Right.
I mean,
I meant B team as far as the camera crew or the people that are.
Oh, that too. Yeah. But just the roster of stars too is their mid-level guys. If there was an A and B show that night, obviously Raw was the A show, and this is the B one. This is the other guys doing it because I think only Cody was the main star. Right. And as far as editing and camera work go, no, they had time to edit. They didn't.
Right. Robbie, give me your opinion about this, man.
Well, I guess WWE is starting to steal from AEW and using the snow shovel there. So,
right?
They said, "Oh, look, Tony's using the shovel. We can use the shovel."
I told my daughter it's because Luchasaurus used the vacuum cleaner, and she's like, "What?" I had to explain it to her.
The whole thing was horrible. It was just horrible.
It was.
I mean, the only good part of it is when at the very end, when Aleister Black gave him that like roundhouse kick or the kick, and Priest sold it well. He looked like, unless Black connected with it, his eyes were rolling in the back of his head.
Well, you know what? Let's be positive for a second here, right? Because I don't want to shit, without some positivity. I'll tell you that kick by Aleister Black, in my opinion, looks damn good. He has the capability of coming very close to their face and making it look like that they were hit. I've always said that kick, he has an amazing kick. He really does. Grizzled, Robbie, agree, disagree?
Oh, I agree.
No,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Damian and Aleister are both great talents in the ring. It's just this feud is gone too long, so you just don't care. I'm not saying anything bad about their in-ring work. They're great, and Aleister's got amazing kicks, and stuff like that. But just it's the overall length of this feud that's driving me crazy.
Right.
No, so and I mean, and if you looked at it, I mean, Priest sold the hell out of it. He looked like his eyes were rolling in the back of his head. So I mean, but I mean, they're both talented. It's just like Vet says, it's just dragged on way too long.
Now, honestly, though, last week we should have seen this coming, and I'll tell you why. Because really, if you think about a storyline wise, Zelina and Aleister kind of have a point. Last week, when the Twin Towers, of course, we talked about Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest versus Zelina and Aleister Black. We had, why are you shaking your head?
The Twin Towers,
or the
Terror Twins?
Yeah, Terror Twins. Fuck Twin Towers. Fuck. The Terror Twins. Back in my law enforcement days, a guy that I worked with a lot was almost as tall as I am. They used to call us the Twin Towers.
Okay, I thought you were just an Akeem and Big Boss Man fan.
No. But yeah, so she had a point. It was Rhea that actually pinned Zelina. Damian Priest didn't pin Aleister Black, right? So theoretically, it makes sense why the feud is kind of still happening, because there really wasn't that finish to the feud. But it doesn't take away from the fact that I think all three of us, I think most other people, are sick of it, though. They really are. They should have ended it last week with Damian Priest actually pinning Aleister Black and be done with it.
shouldn't it have ended when they did a last man standing match a couple weeks prior?
Look, how many times
they're doing this backwards. They should have done the tag match before the last man standing or a cage should be the finale of this feud. Instead, they did last man standing, and then they're continuing the shit.
Right, but this is the thing. You can say that about Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. How many times should that feud have been done with? And they drug that on and on and on. This is a WWE thing. They believe.
Yeah, but this is not going to lead to a match like Punk and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I get that, but this is what WWE does. They have extra long storylines. Terry says both great workers, but the feud doesn't make sense anymore. I mean, Robbie, you understand what I'm saying, though? You know, and I agree with the Grizzled Vet that it should have been done with, but it really should have been done with last week by having Damian Priest pin Aleister Black.
Right. Definitely should have. I mean, or if you were going to do what you did, like Beth said, you should have had that tag match and, first or second and last man standing match, and whoever won the last man standing is there. That feud done, move on.
Right. Well, just like WWE, here we are at 22 minutes in and just getting to the first match.
We're having an intelligent conversation here. Come on.
Depends who you ask.
Yeah,
Nia Jax and Lash Legend versus the Kabuki Warriors. This is why this match, well, there's lots of reasons why this match bucked me. But one reason why it bucked me was because we seen Lash Legend fight Alexa Bliss last week. And it was damn close to being considered a squash match. It really was. Here we are with Nia Jax Lash Legend going against the Kabuki Warriors. And man, they gave these tiny women so much offense against Nia Jax and Lash Legend. Really, Nia Jax and Lash Legend looked like two fucking buffoons in this match tonight. They really fucking did. And this match was way too long. This match should have kind of been a squash match. And yeah, I get it. People are going to say, yeah, but the Kabuki Warriors, they are the tag team champions, so that makes them stronger. Well, fucking Alexa Bliss, she's a 3-time women's champion going against Lash Legend, who just got to the main roster. But yet they make Alexa look weak last week, but yet the Kabuki Warriors look pretty goddamn strong tonight, with Nia Jax and Lash Legend just looking like I said, they look like buffoons. Robbie started it off, man.
Yeah, don't get it. I mean, because Kyrie's small. I mean, she's tiny. So they gave her a lot of offense. At least if somebody goes, oh, well, Alexa's small, she's not as tiny as Kyrie is.
Right.
I mean, I understand with Asuka because, she's supposed to be this strong striker and stuff. But the paint's got to go. She looks like a freaking rodeo clown. The paint's just, that shit's got to go. I'm sorry. It's hard to take her serious with that, But yes, like you said, with them giving the offense and stuff they did, they look like buffoons in there and stuff. And here you are, you last week you made Lance looked strong as hell, and now she's getting beat up by Kyrie, who's tiny. I'd have rather seen her have them do what they did with Kyrie. I could understand it with Alexa, like giving her that much offense, not giving Kyrie, because Kyrie's tiny. I mean,
right. Now, I tell you, this match reminded me of whenever I was a kid. It reminded me of my dad. And let me tell you why. My dad would never admit that he was a pro wrestling fan. But every Saturday, he made sure that he was sitting in his recliner watching Mid-South Wrestling to me. Now, my dad I would often hear my dad in the background going, and then always repeating, damn it, every weekend, boy, if he hits someone that many times and he's coming after you, you better run. This match, I thought about that, and I tell you why. You had fucking Nia Jax and Lash Legend both squash Zayn in the turnbuckles, and that didn't finish her. And she's small. If you squash a little girl, a little woman like that, and you don't finish her, she's coming after you, fucking run. Seriously. That was ridiculous. Grizzle.
First off, I'm going to say, my dad was the same way as yours. He would watch it because he watched it back in the day, the 60s, right. Territory times, he was in the, service, but he would watch it with me. It was the same thing. That fake, oh, they did that. But we weren't watching Mid-South. We were watching like old, like WCW. And I can guarantee you, my dad probably watched a few Robbie Idol matches back in that time because we were regular watchers of the WCW at the time. But yeah, no, I'm going to disagree with Robbie on one thing. I love Asuka. She can paint her face as much as she fucking wants. That woman, I love Asuka. I love it. And when your main event involves, fighting panda bears, I'm not worried about Asuka's makeup.
Let me stop you real quick, though. And this is why I also disagree with Robbie. Look, the name of their tag team are the Kabuki Warriors. She's paying homage. God, I can't pronounce that word.
Homage?
Yeah, homage.
This is why I'm here.
Yeah, to the great Kabuki, right?
Okay.
And this is why I think she paints her face.
Okay.
Because
not even the great Kabuki in general, the dance, whatever, is makeup and everything too. So.
Right. And the mist and everything else. I mean, that's who she's honoring. So that's why I don't mind the whole painting of the face type thing. So,
but as far as this match goes, no. I said it in the group thing. This was brutal. And not because of size. I mean, we've seen little guys. I mean, we've seen, Rey Mysterio against like the Big Show, and he can hold his own. Just because you're little doesn't mean you're going to get squished by everything. The problem is Lash and Nia can't work with smaller girls, and it's obvious. Everything's slowed down to where, okay, now we're going to do my spot. Okay, now they had to slow it down so they could do the spots with them.
Right.
They're just not, it's size, big deal. If you're good enough in the ring, you can work with a smaller person. Nia can't work with a small person, and Lash cannot work with a small girl.
Well, right, but Grizzle, and I agree with you. The problem with these two is the way they are booked. They're booked where, again, they run through smaller talent, and then all of a sudden.
Oh, I agree. I know exactly what you're saying. I'm just referring to tonight's match.
Right.
Tonight's match just looked horrid because they couldn't work with a smaller. They couldn't do it. Kabuki Warriors can only do so much to make something look good. If you listen to Jim Cornette's podcast, his nickname for Nia is the refrigerator. He's not a fan of hers. She's just too slow, too lumbering. They had a shot with her when she would come out, and she was this big monster of a woman. But they've changed it to where she lost to so many people and everything else, and they just keep teaming her up with whoever the new girl is. And I think Nia's kind of lost her luster, but she never really had a big shine in the first place because you have to have the right opponents to work with. And tonight was not the right opponents for them to work with. That match was brutal.
I'll tell you what, we have our Christmas tree up, and we have a bunch of candy canes on the Christmas tree. And I'm telling you, I'm taking them all down now because I'm going to have nightmares of the candy canes turning into Nia Jax coming after me.
That was my wife's comment. She'll have giant candy canes.
Now the post match, Bliss and Flair came out. All of a sudden now, Bliss can handle her own now. All of a sudden against these two big women. Last week she couldn't, but this week she can. Yeah, this was just a mess. Next we go. I got a little bit out of order. Backstage, Jackie Redmond asking Bliss and Flair why they attacked. We see Jade Cargill. If you guys want to talk about the interview, we can. It was the basic,
I didn't even see this. So
yeah. So during the interview, you see Jade Cargill walking through the camera. I thought that she was going to confront Flair, but she didn't. This led to Jade Cargill being interviewed. Jade, basically talking shit about Michin. Then all of a sudden, Michin comes with a Kindle stick and beat Jade Cargill's ass. And then you have security and WWE come and stop her.
I don't know where I was at. I didn't see this.
No, I was kind of hoping she'd get a few more shots in with the kendo stick. They only let her have one shot now.
Yeah,
for a couple more. You know,
right.
But I got to tell you, it's too funny. Like hearing you guys talk about your dads with the wrestling thing. My dad was, so he was totally opposite of yours. He would sit there and whoever, depending on who it was or whatever, he goes, he's a tough son of a bitch, and he would he bought into all of it. He never said any of that stuff. Never said it was fake or anything. He just would go because his favorites were the Briscoes, and he goes, those guys are tough son of a bitches and stuff. So he loved it.
Yeah, hey, Robbie, after we're done with this review, before the show ends, I'll tell you a story that will explain to you why my dad calls it that fake-aloo, whatever. We'll use that for the end of the show.
My dad never called it fake in front of me. I think my dad knew how much of a wrestling fan I was. He didn't want to ruin it for me. But I think he also wanted to make sure that if I got into a fight and I was hitting somebody that many times and didn't phase them, that I knew that it's okay to get the fuck out of there really quick, you know. And again, you know, my dad never would admit it, but there's no way you can convince me that he was not a wrestling fan, because every Saturday, no matter what he was doing, he made sure he was sitting in his recliner watching Mid-South Wrestling with me.
See, here was the thing, though, because, like, remember, I played baseball, and right. So I would watch baseball and football. And my dad hated sports. He hated everything but wrestling. And he would come in if I had that on. He was like, how can you watch this shit? He goes, why don't they just buy them each their own fucking ball and they can go home? He hated sports, but he loved wrestling.
My dad really loved boxing, because boxing back then, you talk about the early 80s, it was kind of at the height of its popularity, right? My dad loved boxing. He watched boxing every Friday night. If boxing was on, he would watch. As a matter of fact, my dad was a big football fan as well. But if he had to choose between football and boxing, he's watching boxing. Next, continue backstage interviewing with Giulia. Jackie Redmond interviews Giulia about the Women's United States Championship. Of course, Giulia had a match with Alba Fire, which happened immediately. Kiana James walked out with Giulia and a match against Alba Fire. This was actually a decent match, guys. I actually enjoyed this match. You know, I really wish Alba Fire would start getting pushed, because I think that she is, in my opinion, she's too damn good of a talent to constantly be Chelsea's Green, you know, her little sidekick. That's just me. Grizzled, your thoughts on the match? And do you agree with me about Alba Fire that, yeah, I mean, she's just too good to continuously be a sidekick of Chelsea Green?
She's another one of my girls. She's another one of the ones I really like. Having her as a sidekick, her secret Hervis, no. But then again, I think that's a waste of talent for Piper Niven to be doing it as well. That girl's too good at what she does to be a secret Hervis. Get a couple girls from NXT or something and build them up as the Hervis to give them a spotlight. Let them do it. Don't use good talent to be backup for Chelsea Green. This match was good. This is one of the couple matches that I actually did enjoy. There was one other one. So, no, match was good. Probably one of the highlights of the show. There weren't many, obviously.
Right.
But, no, I mean, if I had my way, I would say let Alba go and let Tony pick her up, and let's put Alba Fire and Isla Dawn back together. Because, those girls were great when they were a tag team. Let them go over there and have some fun,
Yeah. Now, Robbie, if Bob Cook was on with us tonight, Bob would say, she's getting TV time, so does it really matter if she's a sidekick or not, right?
Right.
Is it one of those things that, yeah, she may, her talent has been wasted by just being a sidekick, but she's on TV almost every week.
Yeah, but still, I mean, she can work. Match was okay. I mean, I'm just not invested in Giulia. I don't see the attraction there. I just don't see it. The kid they put with Giulia, they're wasting her by just, having her. She's a sidekick, and she's, you brought her up, and she's supposed to be a talent, and now you don't know what to do with her. So, okay, we'll just throw her with, Giulia now and make her like whatever representative or whatever.
Hold on, Robbie, before you get too far, look, I got to be honest with you. It's been so long since I've seen Kiana James in the ring. I can't even remember if she's any good or not, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying is but I think the last time I saw her in the ring was in NXT.
It was.
So
here's the thing about that. If Kiana James is supposed to be her representative, if you want to speak to my client, I'm her agent. Why isn't Kiana James doing the mic work for her then?
Right.
Speak for your representative. Don't let Giulia talk because, it's the English barrier and Giulia just can't, But Giulia is one of those internet darlings that everybody loves. Giulia, Stephanie Vaquer,
right.
They were the internet wonders that everybody was talking about. So that's why Giulia got her spot. Don't get me wrong, she's talented, but I don't think she's quite right for the WWE style.
Yeah, I just to me, I just don't see the attraction for her. I just, and they brought her up fast from NXT and stuff, but I guess I just didn't see her on the internet or whatever. But yeah, with James though, I mean, I think the last time I seen her work was in NXT, but you brought her up. So something was there that you brought her up to the main roster, and now you're not using her really. So she's another one. She's just getting a paycheck for, just walking to the ring. I mean, she's got to be happy as hell because it's an easy night for her, for whatever she's making. But, you would think you'd want to work. And like Alba Fire, she's, I think she's talented. And, like Vet said, I mean, if you don't want to do that, let her go. Let her. I wouldn't mind seeing her team up with, be back the Alba Fire thing and, in AEW.
Yeah. Now, I was going to talk about this later on at the end of the podcast, but since Grizzled, you brought up her name, let's discuss this real quick. Talk about Stephanie Vaquer. So, there's been a lot of talk online. Ronda Rousey was talking some shit about Stephanie Vaquer, basically saying she'd whip her ass in a fight. Guys, look, I know that what's out there is Ronda Rousey, and there's heat with her in WWE and blah, blah, blah. Do you think that this is a work and Ronda Rousey is out there starting to talk a little bit of shit because we're going to see her back here in the near future? We'll start with you, Grizzle.
I hope not, because I loved Ronda Rousey at one point. She was like one of my favorites. I was at WrestleMania in Santa Clara when The Rock and her joined up with Stephanie and Triple H during that segment. I was there. We popped like crazy. But that was when you liked Ronda. Now, even if it is a work, the work is her bitching and moaning about, oh, these are the real, and I'm going to go to, when everybody knows that it's who's booked to win is going to win. And she's just coming across as like bitter and bitchy and like a young female Bret Hart. She's just complaining. Yeah, so if it's a work, it's a bad light to present her in.
But if she would be coming back as a heel, isn't that something she should be doing then?
Not this way. It comes across bitter. It comes across bitchy more than it does, I think I could beat you, blah, 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 like a heel thing. It just comes across like she's bitter. And I don't think it's a good light to present her in.
It's annoying, right?
That too.
Yeah, well, she's doing her job. She's making you feel emotion.
I don't think no, it's not good emotion. I find it like I just turn it off. It's not a good light to present her in because every week she's criticizing something. It's a bad light if they're doing it as a work to like set her up to come back.
What are your thoughts on that, Robbie? And is there really a such thing as a bad emotion. I mean, isn't an emotion if you're a heel to get real heat?
Yes and no. I mean, I got to agree with Vet. I think she coming across bitter and bitchy and stuff. There's a way to come across as a heel, but you definitely don't want to come across like being bitter and and bitchy and stuff like that. I mean, look at how much like heat and everybody about with Bret Hart, like, oh, he's bitter, and and like hell, they even superstar Billy Graham towards the end of his career, everybody was like, oh, he's bitter, and you definitely don't want to come across like that. There's other ways, like Vet said, to present it and stuff,
Right.
So, I mean, hopefully, I mean, if they bring her back and stuff, but you hate this if they don't bring her back and she is bitter, you just hate seeing that. I mean, you had the spotlight, you had your time in UFC, you had it in WWE and stuff, and just kind of go out gracefully. I mean, it'd be like me. Okay, with the thing like, okay, the one night Dusty goes, okay, kid, here's your chance. We're gonna see what you got. And Dusty didn't watch the match. Me like saying, oh, Dusty didn't watch my match. I could have had a push and shit like that. I'm just gonna come off bitter. Wasn't basically I wasn't right place at the right time or whatever. Just either Dusty said, here you are, we're gonna see what you got. And then maybe looked and said, you know what? Just doesn't have that look I'm looking for. It just not right place, right time. I mean, I could piss and moan about it, and I'm going to come off bitter about it. I mean, hey, just didn't happen, and just wasn't my night.
Right, man. I'm honored that the one and only Granny Hulkster. She's subscribed to our podcast. She is a ultimate wrestling fan. And it's an honor to know that she's watched it. Thank you for joining. She says, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I hope you're having a great night. Next.
Next. Fuck.
We're going to the footage of Nick Aldis going to direct Drew McIntyre's house. And this was one of the most fucking ridiculous things.
Bye, guys. I'm just kidding.
Look, first off, let's talk about the sad sack of cops that was with him, right? You want to talk about putting law enforcement in a bad light. These guys just looked terrible as police officers. Then, of course, there's Nick Aldis sitting down at the table with Drew McIntyre. And Nick Aldis, paraphrasing here, says, you're a great talent, obviously. Cody Rhodes wants you back because he wants to whip your ass. But the only way you can come back is if you make a public apology to the ref, Dan, whatever the fuck his name is. You pay a fine, blah, blah, blah. Drew McIntyre says, no, this is exactly what you want. This is what Cody Rhodes wants. This is what I want. He wants to be able to choose the stipulation of the match. He wants to be protected from Cody Rhodes, saying, Cody cannot touch me or else he gets stripped from the title. And then all of a sudden, Drew's phone goes off. What is he doing here? You let him here as a trap. Then there's Cody Rhodes and the 20,000 police officers that escorted Nick Aldis there, of course, couldn't control Cody Rhodes. So we seen him fight. I guess Drew McIntyre doesn't make enough money because his security system is shit. Because, I don't understand why if you're hitting Drew, your cameras are getting out of whack. I mean, are you fighting on the roof where you're hitting the cameras? I got a security system, and I tell you, someone hits me, my security camera, they're not going to fuck up. It was just a mess, and I hated it. Hated it. Robbie, was this the best piece of footage filmed ever since we've seen Stone Cold Steve Austin go to Brian Pillsman's house, and he had the gun, and it caused people to recall 911. How much better was this than that?
It wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, come on. True. Now let's put it in true perspective.
Right.
And you got your cops, right? If Cody was doing that and stuff, and Cody throws the one guy that went in the lake, are you not going to tell me that these cops are not going to use force? I mean, right? I mean, they'd either tasered him or something. I mean, no, there was no force, no nothing. What would have been cool, what they should have did was maybe not tasered him or whatever, but to see Cody get hauled off in handcuffs. I mean, that would have been the way to end that segment and make it realistic, just because of the way that it went. I mean, it was just so unrealistic the whole way, especially as soon as he threw that cop in the lake, that was assault right there on an officer. And that doesn't fly in today's world.
Right. Grady says, today was a tough day. I lost my husband, David, 22 months ago, and today would have been our 16th year wedding anniversary. We are so sorry for your loss. I hope your day and your week gets better, Granny. Yeah, I mean, nothing but positivity being sent your way.
Our condolences go out to you.
Very much so, and I hope listening to our dumbasses for a few minutes is maybe bringing a little bit of humor, a little bit of enjoyment to your day. So,
absolutely. Robbie,
back to this promo.
Grizzled Vet, look, I got to be honest with you. When I was watching this, I had a head full of hair, and I got so frustrated that I'm fucking bald right now because I pulled my hair out.
Yeah, I had the same problem.
Jesus Christ. What was your thoughts on this?
Once again, I'm watching this with my wife and my daughter in the room, and my daughter is like, what the hell? What is this? I'm like, really bad acting is what this is. My wife said it's Tubi. It's Tubi TV. I'm like, yeah. And it was, God. No, because, we're going to go and talk with cameraman. Drew answers what is this? Why is he all great? Drew McIntyre has an Amazon Ring system doorbell. That's great. You can also see the DoorDash operators deliver your food that way. The security was bad. Did anybody go and check on the poor officer that rolled into the lake? Is he alive? Did he drown? I'm against what Robbie said though. No, don't have him off. I would have loved it if a cop just went or one security and you just see Cody just just zap him. Let's get it over and let's just watch him twitch for a second. Okay. And then they haul him out. I wanted a taser. It wasn't believable. It was so goddamn stupid. I hate it when they go to people's houses. I've always, now don't get me wrong. The Austin one with Pillman, I thought was great because there was a reason why there was a camera guy there because they were doing the live remote from Pillman's house and Austin showed up. There was no reason for a camera guy to be at this one.
Right.
So you can go back and look and see the Austin one. And WWE did this, so they should know this. Pick up a couple good ideas and create that because that was a great home invasion one. I still love watching that one. And it wasn't Austin beating up security. It was Pillman's buddies who were kind of trying to help him out. Right. So it made it more believable. Here we've got Cody fighting cops and no cops are trying to restrain him. And then Drew comes out and they start fighting. And then this and all this is screaming to stop and yell. And
so real quick, Nick Aldis did try to explain why he had the camera crew and police officers because he needed everything basically documented.
Well, yeah.
But so, it was still
okay,
weak.
But still the music and the camera angles and yipes.
Right. Now, look, we also had back in the day the altercation in the grocery store with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T. Look, that was good too. That was great. As cheesy as that was, I even liked it. This was just, oh no.
Well, they didn't, you didn't have Austin and Booker T fighting in a supermarket with you didn't have music. This one has this dramatic music playing in the background and camera angles. No, You don't need the dramatic music. That's stupid. If you're going to have footage that you're not going to have, the camera's not going to, you're not going to have a sound guy going, okay, let me add in this crescendo for this. No, it would just be straight camera footage.
Right.
You'll need to get me on this podcast.
Yeah, Granny wants to, and she's been asking me for a while. You know what, Robbie, do you mind maybe on a Monday night when you and I doing the podcast, we'll have Granny Hawkster come and join us?
Good.
You're not on with us on Tuesday nights.
You can't have her on a Thursday or a Friday where I can talk with Granny Hawkster?
Well, just because the show's so long on a Thursday night.
I'd rather talk with her than talk AEW for 2 hours. I'll tell you that right now.
Hey, you got to give him You got to give it to him. He's honest, you know.
Right.
Do I have to fish again? Do I have to invite Granny on to Rasslin Memories and talk with me and Glenn?
You know what? She'd probably love that. When I say she's coming on with us, I mean, she'd come on to do a recap with us.
That's fine.
She can recap Dynamite with us. Me, Robbie, and Granny Holster talking about AEW.
Well, you know what, Granny? We'll talk about it. We'll have you on here in the next week or two.
Hey,
absolutely.
We're fighting over you. Like,
God damn, you're worse than a fucking woman. Bitch.
You're the one who invited me on this show, my friend. This is all your fault.
Oh, next, it didn't get any better. We go backstage with Nick Aldis being interviewed by Byron Saxton. And then The Miz interrupts. He wants to face the name that shall not be mentioned. Next week,
your favorite wrestler.
The only thing good about that was R-Truth showing up. Next,
hey,
go ahead. I don't want to talk about anything with Drew goddamn Hendry. All right, but go ahead.
It was a little bit of light comedy relief. Thank God, after that dramatic retelling of the Drew.
I just said R-Truth was the only thing that was good about all that.
R-Truth is always great. I just don't understand why they had him cut his hair and become badass Ron Killings for like a week just to put him right back to this again. But
look, I got his WWE is you're the one that WWE is so much better than AEW.
I am not the one that says that. Trust me, I have not praised a WWE match the way I did Speedball and Kyle Fletcher last week. I have not seen anything of that quality on WWE. I will say production-wise, WWE is better.
Fair, it's more SmackDown. Raw's been pretty good. You know, it's more.
Yes,
SmackDown.
It has, but I don't get to review Raw. I'm always working, so yeah. I'd love to recap the better show, but I get stuck with this one. It's okay.
Yeah.
Can't wait for 3 hours in a couple weeks.
Don't remind me.
But
go ahead.
One thing, okay, and don't worry, I won't talk about your favorite boy that you think should go back to work at Home Depot.
Say his name and he appears. Let's try it. No.
So I wanted to talk about you want because Aldis brought her up, and you want to talk nepotism, and the only reason why that bitch has a job is because of who her dad is Ava on NXT as a general manager. She's horrible. She's got to go.
I have no opinion about that because I don't watch NXT enough. And actually,
but
the times I've watched NXT, I've never seen her in that role. I really haven't.
She couldn't. They tried to make her a wrestler. She couldn't work. So she was actually in when Gracie and all those guys were down there. They tried to put her in there, and I think she might have worked one time, and she just didn't have it.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden they took her off TV, and now then a few months later they brought her back as the GM. And
what did she have to do with this whole storyline, though? I'm confused. Where he said, "I apologize to Ava for like what? Did I miss something?"
Because Nick Aldis brought her up, so we had talked about nepotism in some previous shows.
Well, no, what was her connection to this backstage segment with Nick Aldis? Why did?
Because he said he brought her up saying she was not happy what happened between Oba and Cody Rhodes with.
Between Oba. Okay.
So
I missed the Oba part. I'm like,
it, and then he brought it up again during that point.
Oh, okay, I did not catch that. So I was confused.
she's there, and the only reason why she's got a job is because of who her dad is.
Well, no,
so, okay,
my dad,
I did my rant. Okay,
instead of being on here with you guys.
Thanks for letting me have my rant.
After all of that backstage interview, he wasn't done yet. We seen Cody Rhodes walking towards the ring, break to commercial. They announced that John Cena had 766 televised matches or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. Next, Cody Rhodes. He addressed the situation in the ring. His constant, what do you want to talk about? Shit, so sick of that. Then Nick Aldis came to the ring and he said, look, Drew McIntyre is saying that this is an unsafe working environment. Now, the fans know what you know is basically bullshit. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. But by what you did, you made him right. And you put me in a situation I didn't want to be in. So this is the deal. He said, can I help you with the situation with the cops? And we're bringing Drew back. And if you touch Drew, if he apologizes, pays the fine, if you touch Drew, you're going to be ripped of your title. Cody Rhodes then says, I don't work for you. I work for them. Talk about the people. And then he said, Nick Aldis, you work for me. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that sounded like a heel promo to me that Cody Rhodes cut at that moment. Robbie?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought, are they going to try to turn him? I thought the way that he came off that whole, like the last couple, statements to Nick and everything was like a heel promo. So you wonder, are they trying to like slowly turn him? You just wonder.
Well, what went through my head is I hope to God they're not planning on trying to attempt a double turn. Cody to the heel, Drew to the babyface, because I don't think the fans will have it. I could be wrong. I just don't think the fans will have it. Grizzled?
After we saw the segment with the cops that Drew's, and that's followed up by Cody coming out to the ring, you would think there might have been a little bit more like punishment on that end where Cody's not just going to show up.
Right.
But for me, the promo was all over the place. And this is where do you think he worked? Staples or whatever however he put it. I'm like, okay. And then he's getting into with all this, so he sounds like. But we've seen that with Randy Orton. We've seen that with him too, and Randy's still a face. Randy's RKO'd Nick Aldis, and they fucking love him. So I don't know if arguing with Nick Aldis is really making Cody a heel, or just making Cody sound like a bitch because I don't work for you. I work. I'm like, oh my god, okay.
But Randy,
didn't
there is a big difference between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton is kind of that guy that is unhinged, right? But still that babyface, unhinged guy. Versus Cody, he's that super babyface, I love you company guy.
I get that, but it's like I said, for me, this promo is kind of just all over the place, and like we're talking about with Damian and Aleister Black, I think this thing between Cody and Drew needs to come to an end. Give them one. Drew's got to pick the stipulation. Make it a good one. Make it a, Hell in a Cell Inferno match or something. Give us some crazy ass shit. Let's get this over with.
Hair versus hair match for the title on top of that.
I'm rooting for.
I'd rather see him do a barbed wire exploding match and just be done with it afterwards.
Or better yet, if Cody Rhodes loses, he has to go back to being Stardust.
I like Stardust actually. It was fun for the time.
To correct myself real quick, guys, John Cena has competed in 726 televised matches during his WWE career. Yeah. So I don't know where they're going with that. Next, we go backstage with Dragunov and Cabello Hayes. They're discussing everything that's happened. Then Axiom interrupts them. This kind of sounded like there's a little bit of heat going on between these two guys. And, what's going on with Axiom? Are they planning on turning these guys or?
You just want to turn everybody.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you, though, how they make it appear. This is what WWE is doing in the storylines. They are making Axiom look like they may be kind of bad guys here just by their whole attitude towards Carmelo Hayes and Dragunov. I mean, I'm not doing it. I'm not creative.
Yeah. True. Once again, this is another promo that I was just kind of like, eh.
Right.
I was so tired of backstage promos by this point in time, and
Right.
we weren't done yet. There was one I liked, which is coming up. But
right, Robbie,
agree with that.
pretty much. Now, next for myself was the match of the night: Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes versus DIY. That was
we
one
finally agree on something.
Yes.
All three of us agree on that.
We agree on something finally for the night, folks.
Right. Yeah, that was one hell of a match. It was fast, great action. Shocker. Next, we go to kind of a backstage promo. Solo Sikoa. Just talking about his family tree. Grizzle, was this the promo you're talking about that you liked?
I enjoyed this promo, but because I like Solo, he doesn't have to yap a lot to get his point across.
Right.
But for me, the part I like, just to continue that storyline, is the way he just looked at that camera with that smirk on his face and said that I've got the whole world in my hands, because we all remember that was Bray Wyatt's big thing. I just like the way the promo itself, but the way he delivered it. I love how Solo delivers his promos. His sound believable. He just kind of talk. His sound like, I'm going to do that. And you believe it. I like it. I like his delivery.
Right. I agree. It wasn't a bad promo by any means. Robbie?
No, I'm with that again. So it's like, but I mean, the way, and I've said that before about Solo. I liked his promos. The way he delivered it. And just, it's funny how he kind of like, when he does that stuff, doing this against like the Wyatt Six or whatever, there's like those little digs there, on
right.
that. So or like a little jab, with it. So I like him. I like Solo. I mean, I think he's probably, he's definitely one of my, out of all the Samoan guys there, he's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah. Next, the main event for the tag team titles, Wyatt Six versus MFTs. Guy, I mean, the match is okay. I just particularly didn't like the ending, but to me, the ending was predictable because I kind of thought that both these teams would be protected because this isn't going to be a little 2-week storyline. This is going to be another long, drawn-out storyline. I at least to the next pay-per-view or the next PLE with WWE is what my thoughts are. Grizzle, your thoughts about the match and the finish?
This is the match I was looking forward to. Unfortunately, it wasn't the finish that I would have gone with. But like you said, they got to protect it. I'm hoping, next pay-per-view, but I want to see basically a captain versus captain thing. I want to see Bo, Uncle Howdy versus Solo. I want to see that match at least once in this storyline. And we have to see Rowan and the big boy. That has to happen before. Inevitably, I think there's going to be a tag title switch. But we need to see a couple other singles matches in there first.
Right.
To keep the storyline going. Because those are some matches we want to see besides, the tag matches. And I don't want to see JC Mateo and Tonga. I want Tama and, Tonga and Tongaloa. I want those guys. They're the team. I don't want JC Mateo teaming up with somebody. I don't.
Right. Now, I personally wish this storyline would have done much earlier in the year because I think that the Wyatt Six versus MFT would have been a great traditional Survivor Series match
instead of the one we got.
Right. On actual Survivor Series, the PLE.
The only problem with that is though, Nikki Cross.
Right.
They don't have anything for Nikki to do. We saw at the finish, when they were. she was like, smiling like, okay. So they do the where they talk. And I love that because that just shows Nikki's like, hey, chuck me over the top rope. I'm good. Let's do it. But that's all Nikki can do.
Yeah. But at the same time, Nikki Cross could have been the one that's, she's unhinged. She's the one that interferes to help Wyatt get the win.
Mm-hmm.
Or they the MFTs recruit somebody, a female.
Something. But to do a traditional match like that, they would need, and even in the storyline, they need somebody to kind of, circumvent Nikki Cross. They don't have anybody for her right now.
Right.
Maybe we'll get somebody in this storyline. Who knows?
As long as it's not Nia Jax.
No Nia Jax. No Nia. No, we're good there.
Robbie, your thoughts on the match and the finish?
When I was looking forward to the match, again, wasn't, kind of a letdown. You missed one thing though, and you missed the promo with Bray and all them. Well,
that's right. Yeah, there's a video. And I actually have it right in front of me. There's a video package, but I think.
But with that,
these real quick, these vignettes, these video packages are doing with the Wyatt 6 does not work for me. It doesn't, and it's for the same reason as I said last week. I think that they're trying to have Bo Dallas be Bray Wyatt, and that just doesn't work. He needs to find his own spooky character within himself, other than him trying to be that Bray Wyatt.
I like Uncle Howdy. I like the Uncle Howdy character, but I want to see some Bo Dallas integrated into it. He just believe in the smile. I want to see a weird little, maybe almost like a little dancing Uncle Howdy type of thing, telling little rhymes or just something to fuck with your head instead of, like, I think it was last week when he did a promo. It sounded exactly 100% like Bray Wyatt, and he shouldn't do that. Make Uncle Howdy a little weirder, a little Mad Hatter type of character.
But I mean, he sounded like Bray again tonight.
Right. And I agree with you. Uncle Howdy himself, not speaking nothing. I like the character. It's the promos that sounds dead.
Yeah,
they need to do something to kind of mix up the character a little bit, not do a Bray Wyatt copy.
Even if he did like some of it, like he said, with the Bo leave or whatever, and do it, try to do it eerie or something, but he's trying to be like Bray. It's like, okay, well, here, I'll just be the second coming of Bray. And it's just like you said, it's not working, it's like, but the match and stuff, and the brawl at the end was, decent to end on and stuff, but didn't make you go, wow,
Right.
But you're looking forward, if they play their cards right with it, it could be a good feud, if they play their cards right.
Right. Overall, I mean, I would give it a C+ SmackDown tonight. Robbie?
I give it a C-.
Grizzled?
I'm going to go with Robbie. It's a C-. You bookended it with a Damian Priest promo, and the ending of this. The ends, both the beginning and the show were weak, and nothing in the middle really was able to support it. So yeah, C- for me.
Yeah. Before we end, Grizzle, you said that you want to share a story.
Yeah, I want to tell Robbie a story real quick about my dad, which will explain his fake-aloo type of thing. And I think Robbie will get a kick out of this because he's probably done this to a fan before. My father went to the matches in Roseburg, Oregon, back in the 1960s. Luther Lindsay was a champion at that time. Luther Lindsay is a black wrestler, trained with Stu Hart. Look him up. I mean, I'd love to do a history segment on Luther Lindsay at some point, but I think we'd be going some really dry history on that one. You'd be picking to get some interest in that. But anyways, my dad goes to the matches, and he's had a few beers. He'd been drinking a little bit. He's on leave. He's watching matches. His favorite wrestler's getting beat up. Luther Lindsay's getting beat up. Match is over. You know, I don't know what the finish was. Match is over. I don't know who won, but Luther's hurt. And he's holding his ribs and he's hurt. And my dad, hey, champ, let me help you back to the ring. And he puts Luther's arm over his shoulder and he's walking him back towards the dressing room area. Because this is before you had the, this is like a recreation center, a moose lodge or something. So there's no ramps and things. So he's walking him back towards the curtain and Luther the whole time. I'm hurt. They get to the curtain. Luther stands up, slaps my dad on the back and says, thanks a lot, brother. And then walks back behind the curtain. My dad said, yeah, I knew it was fake Aloo bullshit ever since then. I'm like,
Terry Zeller. Go ahead, Robbie.
Oh, I was just saying, okay. And it's always made me laugh. And in honor of that, if you can, let me get in the camera, you can see it. I actually have Luther Lindsay's name tattooed on my arm right there.
Oh, nice.
That's for my dad.
Nice.
Because that's the one wrestling story my dad could tell me. So I look at that and I can always have his story because it cracked me up whenever he tells it.
Terry Zeller says he agrees with you and with Robbie and that C-. Guys, just confirmed today on February 9th, Candy Crush from WOW Professional Wrestling, Women of Wrestling, will be on the podcast. I'll have the opportunity to interview her. I'm really looking forward to that. Robbie, anything you want to talk about before we end?
Not really.
Go ahead, Robbie.
Obviously this weekend. Okay.
Robbie,
what do we got going this weekend, Vet?
Okay, I'll go ahead then. This weekend, Sunday at 12 p.m. Central, RadioNorthland.org, Rasslin Memories. Glenn and I talked with Bob Smith from Pro Wrestling Illustrated to come up with what we'd like to see for season 7 of Dark Side of the Ring. I think you guys will find it kind of interesting because we put together a list of 9 episodes we'd like to see. And, well, who knows? Maybe the producers might watch and go, hey, not bad ideas. I think it's a good list. Coming up soon in a few weeks, we're going to have Ian Douglas on the show. He's also going to be joining us here soon. And, KG, I fished your pond, and I will be recording an interview with Mickey Knuckles on January 10th, after the first of the New Year's holiday. So that's what's coming up for us on Rasslin Memories.
Which is absolutely great. Robbie, anything?
Go buy my book. I guess we could say that. So, January 17th, at the Twisted Wrestling Alliance studios, got a good card and everything. So, if you get a chance, come and you're in this Sarasota area and you can make it to the matches, $15, you can get in, you can hang out with the wrestlers, they feed you and everything. So those would be the 2 things. So Christmas is right around the corner. Buy my book. Last minute gift. It'll fit in your stocking.
And this coming Monday, someone who has been on the podcast a couple of times now, she's a friend of mine. She's awesome. I'm talking about Hollywood from Glow. She'll be back on the podcast. We'll be talking.
I love
what
Hollywood.
She's been doing.
She's awesome. Yeah,
she is absolutely awesome, guys. But that is the episode of our Friday Night SmackDown recap. I gave it a C. Robbie and Grizzle gave it a C-. We will be back on Tuesday to talk about Monday Night Raw. Did we love it? Did we hate it? Join us and find out. Until
what's
then,
our holiday schedule next week? Do we have one?
We taking
Christmas off. What about night off?
Yep. No Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, no podcast.
All right, cool. Friday we'll be back talk about whatever they pre-tape for SmackDown.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, I won't see you. Merry Christmas.
So, yes, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Enjoy your family. Have a great Christmas.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have a good one, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have a nice quiet one. But
I'll
see you on Tuesday.
Yep. See you on Tuesday. You guys have a great night.
All right. Have a good weekend, guys.
Yep.